Hello, Gemini. So before we begin, I have two cards for you, and I really like what you pulled here. So from Le Vampire, you pulled the Monster Within. Internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve. And looking at that with growth, yes, that is exactly what you're doing. So now the Monster Within is saying that this is a time to change your faults and your flaws into your strengths. This is about practicing discipline to create new ways of dealing with frustrations and difficulties in your life. And then on top of that, with growth from chakra wisdom, this is about taking a stand and living in your truth and asking yourself, what have you outgrown? Am I willing to become independent? I love it because to me, this speaks very loudly about some inner growth for you guys. Things are starting to change. You're looking at ways to change the difficulties that you may be dealing with personally, and you're growing. I love it. All right, Gemini, here we go. Here is the energy coming through. Very nice. Very, very nice. The Three of Wands is a signifier, and again, this is the travel card. So I wonder if some of you guys are still doing some traveling. But to me, this has to do with manifestation. And when you look at the Three of Wands, again, it's the fire, it's the passion, it's the drive. And this is also where the action starts to take place. So now this is watching the proverbial ship come in and watching the things that you're working towards start to manifest. I love it. I love seeing that as a signifier. Oh, the past coming through. So the Chariot. Whew. Now, the Chariot is all about needing to get self-control, using your willpower. So there may be this feeling of being pulled in two different directions, but there's definitely some momentum forward here. It's just needing to get control. And which way are you going here? Oh, yeah. My goodness, the Tower. So the Tower is all about getting rid of limiting thoughts and beliefs. This is where you have built on a false foundation. And this tower needs to come crashing down. You need to get rid of the shit that does not serve you anymore. But the beauty here with seeing this is that there may be some big changes happening. But the beauty here is that you are able to build something so much better than what you've had before. And that, looking at that, yeah, it's like you're getting control. You're getting control of manifesting the things that you truly want to see. And here you're like cleaning everything out that doesn't serve you. And definitely with the Monster Within, yeah, changing your faults and flaws into strengths. I love it. And you're growing. You're growing. Oh, very nice. I like seeing this because to me, it's saying that you're getting away from conflict. And again, it's like this change of scenery. So the Six of Swords is all about moving away from conflicting people and situations in your life. You're not quite there yet, but again, you're doing what you need to do to get away from the things that do not serve you. Wow, you guys aren't playing around, but definitely with that momentum forward, you need to get control. And absolutely clear out the shit that does not serve you so that you can build something better here. And move away from the things that are causing conflict in your life. Oh, your best path to follow. Now, seeing this as the best path to follow, usually this speaks about, emotional stasis and boredom. But really, this is also about taking a minute to reflect on yourself. So, in this image, the man is so focused on the Three Cups that he can't see what's being offered to him, which technically here is the Ace of Cups. Now, again, there's two ways to look at this. You might not want what's being offered right now, not when you're doing all this right here. Maybe it's more of you reflecting on yourself and on your emotions and taking like a meditative, self-reflective period. So it's like, no, I don't need any new offers coming through right now because I have stuff that I need to deal with. And also it's like already looking at what works for you, and not really needing anything new. But again, it's like it's like kind of like almost a selfish moment where you're just, you're not really self-absorbed, but it's like self-reflection and self-meditation. And I like seeing that as the best path to follow, especially with all this stuff going on here. Definitely you want to look at the shit you're hanging on to here that you need to get rid of. Clear all that shit out and definitely get control with that momentum forward when you're moving away from the things that are conflicting for you. And again, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. And the influences around you, and it's no wonder. So the Seven of Cups is like, what the hell do I do? This is where you may have too many options in front of you. And again, not getting caught up in illusions. If you're in this daydream phase here, be careful about what it is that you're focusing on, because, here also too, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. So it's no wonder why that Four of Cups is there. It's like, no, we really need to take a minute here to look at how we're feeling. Because here, to me, this is like emotional disorganization. And that would make sense with all these things going on here. I mean, these two are no joke. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Seeing that in your hopes and your fears, to me, is saying that, oh, it's beautiful. It's like this is a moment where, you're receiving guidance. And these two, yeah, if you're taking that moment to reflect on your emotions, it's like guidance is coming through to you to give you that emotional balance. The Star, I love it. This is about going with the flow of the universe. Having hope restored to you. Being hopeful about your future. I love it. It's such a beautiful card, and it's so nice to see that there. Oh, in the outcome. Oh, Gemini. Looking at that as the outcome to me is, it's like you're hoping for this emotional balance here, but it's like that's not what happens, because there's something that needs to be dealt with here. So the Nine of Swords, oh man, there's a lot of difficulties going on this week. So the Nine of Swords is mental bullshit. This is regret, mental anguish, sleepless nights, crying alone. And again, it's all the mental shit that we do to ourselves. And it's always at night. It's always at night that we let our minds run amok. There's something that needs to be dealt with here. Because, this is not what you want to be manifesting. And it's no wonder why it's like you're trying to move away from it. You don't want to deal with this anymore. But it's like you need to get some control here. If you don't deal with what's going on emotionally, this is the stuff that will continue to manifest in your life. And, this is not what you're trying to manifest here. This is what you're wanting to see. But here, I feel like there's a warning here too that, man, if you don't really take a minute to reflect on your emotions, it's just going to create some mental bullshit as well. And there's definitely a need to move away from this conflict. But you can't move away and start charging away without dealing with what's coming down here. Again, it's like shocking change. This is big change happening, but it needs to come crashing down. Because if you continue to hold on to the thoughts and the beliefs that do not serve you, this is what will continue to manifest for you. And you don't want that. Clearly you don't. But, again, with that Seven of Cups, it's like, in this daydreamy phase and like getting caught up in illusions and not really dealing with what's happening here. Again, the whole point of the Three of Wands is to manifest the things that you've been working for. And truly, that is not what you're working for. The Nine of Swords, mental bullshit? No. What you're wanting to see is this. But it's like there's this need for you to be open here to the changes that are going on. Because clearly there's some conflict going on. And again, with the monster within, it's like, there it is. There it is. There's some personal challenges going on. Internal struggles, definitely. But, again, that card is about turning your faults and your flaws into your strengths. And then growth, Again, it's speaking your truth. Asking yourself, what have you outgrown here? Because clearly there is something that you have outgrown. Because you're wanting to move away from it. But you need to get out of that daydreamy phase. Because if you don't, that's where you end up. Love makes the difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. Wow, Gemini. And then behind that, you had you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. I love it. I love it. I love the messages that are coming through here because it's like there's some hope here for all the struggles that may be going on. Oh. Slow down. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so slow down. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. I love it. I love the advice that's coming through here, especially with what you pulled. Now, I would feel horrible ending a reading this way, but with the advice that just came through for you, Gemini, this is perfect. Perfect. Love makes a difference. You are limitless, and slow down. Slow down. There's big changes going on, and there's this momentum forward. And again, moving away from conflict, but it's like you need to take a minute here so that you can deal with what's going on emotionally and mentally for you right now. Okay, Gemini, so I feel like there's going to be some really big changes going on for you here. And then with you coming up with the Chariot, there is this strong momentum forward here with what you're trying to do with the Three of Wands, but it's like something has stopped you. And it's this feeling of too many options, disorganization, emotional disorganization at that. And it's like there is this need here for you to take a minute to reflect inward on how your emotions are doing. And stop for a minute. And yes, you had slow down, take a minute to do some inward reflection here, because it's like you're trying to create something new in your life, but what's happening instead is like this slow down rather than this momentum forward. It's like you're working so hard here, but what's happening instead is emotional and mental junk. And this is what is going to manifest instead of what you're hoping for, which is the Star. Now, although this is in your hopes and your fears, I really do believe that the reason why this is coming to you is saying that there will be an opportunity for you to be hopeful about your future. Even though there's some issues that need to be dealt with, I really feel like you're going to have that emotional balance once you take that minute to look inward. And wherever you're going here, wherever it is that you're traveling to, if you're having a change of scenery, and growth even says the same thing. It's like this could be a move, and it may be abrupt, but wherever you're going here, there's a need to get some control. You need to slow down. And you really need to look at what is going on emotionally for you first before you make any big changes for yourself. Again, the whole point with the Tower is rebuilding something better than what you had before. You need to get rid of the shit that does not serve you. And this is not serving you. It is not serving your purpose. Remember here too, look at the things that you've outgrown. The thoughts and the beliefs that you have outgrown that have served you no purpose. It's time to get rid of them. Stand in your own truth and speak your own truth. And then on top of that, remember here that with discipline, you can start to find new ways of dealing with difficulties and frustrations in your life. You may have some personal struggles going on right now, but this card is saying that you will find new ways to turn those issues into your strengths. So, and then on top of that, what you pulled here I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, I mean, I cannot believe, I'm blown away by the advice that's coming through, because there's been some pretty hard readings. You're not an exception. And what I'm seeing here and with what you pulled here, this is valuable advice. So again, love makes the difference, right? You have to keep love in your heart. You know, we go through painful things, and yes, we are meant to experience it. You can't just sit around and be positive all the time. It does nothing. We are meant to experience things like that. But the thing that's important here is, what do you learn from this? How are you going to change this experience into something that you can work with and that you can learn from, right? And then you are limitless, which I love with the Three of Wands, because yes, you are. You can manifest anything that you want in your life. Your soul is limitless. I love it. I love the message that is coming through. And yes, with the Chariot, slow down, slow down. It's time to take a minute here. Slow that momentum forward and take a minute to have some inward reflection about how you're feeling emotionally and mentally right now.